they were like bands like Scorpions and Iron Maiden and त्यति बेला huge भइरहेको बेलामा हैन 80s मै हो भनौं न 70s 80s को टाइममा but Dev uncle को drums was there okay so my uncle he had arranged that and we were just like wow that's the white pearl.
One of the first instruments ever created in the planet, I don't know the exact timing, तर हड्डीबाट चाहिँ flute रहेछ के if I'm not mistaken.
Don't you think it's the drums?
I think it's the drums, but is it the flute or is it the drums? What they started banging things together, wala.
Imagine, like as humans, we know ourselves, what do you think we probably would have done?
We would have banged something,
that'd be my theory. Is like I think we started banging stuff. Stomping, अब यसो खाना साना खाएर मज्जाको भएर त्यहाँबाट अब के गर्ने? And I think people started stomping, versus like
it takes a lot of time to do this,
त्यो त सोच्नै कुरा and probably there was a like somebody blew a leaf or something and like there's a sound.
यो चाहिँ हामीले भेटायो हैन this
I'm
is
sure
something that
there.
we found we found but I'm sure it's like something banging or something like that.
पहिला त यही भयो जस्तो लाग्छ यार मलाई त
It started with this. कहिलेको Neanderthals को हैन यो पालो यिनीहरुले भेटायो नि imagine they used to play this and call for mates probably or do something.
And one of those naturally when the instrument is also like the blowing instrument, like with wind, I know. So it makes sense that the flute.
Navin, how was like tabla? You picked up tabla back in the day, when you were young, and then what happened?
Then I picked up the guitar.
Like every kid,
like every other kid, right? And then I also got really influenced by Western music. Then rock and roll in the teenage years, we had the whole.
When you were growing up, influenced के थियो?
त्यति बेला अब 80s तिर अब 80s कै म्युजिक थियो इनिशियली त like from Stevie Wonder, Michael Jackson, हैन अब त्यति बेला 80s को म्युजिक right
हामीभन्दा अगाडि I'm sure हामीभन्दा अगाडि दार्जिलिङमा थियो के म्युजिक के बिस्तारै उताबाट आएको हो नि त म्युजिक हाम्रोतिर पनि जस्तो लाग्छ के मलाई हैन
yeah probably I mean but before that like these guys I mean त्यो जस्तो ट्रेन्ड उता भइरहेको थियो नि
यता पनि थियो
भइरहेको थियो के that is the very intriguing part because त्यति बेला इन्टरनेट त थिएन नि त right so I talked to some folks उतातिर पनि हैन तर कसरी तैले चाहिँ अब दार्जिलिङबाट आएर how did you listen to all of that stuff and I'm like I don't know but it was there हुन्छ नि अब आफ्नै त्यो जेनेरेसनमा अब हाम्रो टाइममा अब rock came back like after all the pop and all of that so they were like bands like Scorpions and Iron Maiden and अब त्यति बेला huge भइरहेको बेलामा हैन 80s मै हो भनौं न 70s 80s को टाइममा it was there and cassette hunthyo I still remember like trying to find music and cassettes and but like that studio bhayo yanir त्यहाँनिर तल एउटा चिया पसलको दाइ हुनुहुन्थ्यो के and he had like a he had like tea leaf shop I think but he also had cassettes and he would only do Western so like I remember getting these southern bands like Atlanta Rhythm Section भन्ने that like मन पर्ने अहिले कुन चाहिँ and then these are like bands like blues and rock influence हुन्छ नि and the blues यो चाहिँ blues I mean these guys knew they were not just selling stuff they listened to the music they could recommend saying like check this out bhai and I've always been very curious and like I say hungry for different kinds of music and kids are curious so it was always from a very early age I had that curiosity for different kinds of music and and that's what we did even as a band हामीले अब धेरै खालीको म्युजिक बजायो नि केडियन्सहरुले एउटा टाइममा we were a reggae band थमेलमा reggae band भन्थे हामीलाई reggae मात्रै बजाउँथे हैन एउटा टाइममा we played Motown music एउटा टाइममा funk एउटा टाइममा rock we played southern rock and then I think that was the kind of habit we had of like discovering new music, trying different things, and that's what led us to jazz ultimately. Blues or garyo, हैन Thamelma I remember we were it was a trio, a power trio. Praveen le bass bajaunthyo. I started playing the drums. I mean and there's the drum stories also it wasn't like I'm going to play the drums. It was a crisis.
There's nobody to go ahead and play.
Nobody was going I mean so just kind of going back a little
Track
bit.
back, yeah.
Right? Track back. 1993 we came to Kathmandu. Now that's a whole...
First time, man. Let's get to this. Okay. So 1992, man, you were in college.
We were in first year college.
You were in college. You had already decided that we're gonna.
We are a band. We played locally. Etauti practice garthyo.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then one day you got an opportunity to, or something happened, and you.
No. It was it's still very vivid in my head right now. What happened? मेरो रुममा माथि घरमा प्र्याक्टिस गर्थ्यो हामी ब्यान्ड हो नोभेम्बरको टाइममा अरुण आवर बेस प्लेयर देन ह्याड हिज अङ्कल वाज महेन्द्र अङ्कल फ्रम प्रिजम ही वाज भिजिटिङ यहाँनिर होइन अरुण कम्स ब्याक दार्जिलिङ एन्ड ही आई मिन आई स्टिल रिमेम्बर ही जस्ट थ्रु द्याट इन्भिटेसन क्या चेक दिस आउट गाइज ला हेयर भनेर हो वी आर लाइक वाट्स गोन अन खोलेर हेर न होइन we opened and I was like, oh, wow, it's an invitation to play for Christmas and New Year in Kathmandu. And the guys were thrilled. It was a big deal. I mean, like that.
Kathmandu. Of course.
We heard about Dave Uncle, Prism. I knew about Dave Uncle's white pearl drums. I mean, that was just this fascination now. Right? We were super thrilled. So we came. I still remember, was it Himalayan Hotel? Uncle, because we didn't have gear with our drums, so we brought our guitars. Our drum set, I used to play the guitar and sing. Harish was the drummer, but Dev Uncle drums was there. Okay, so my uncle he had arranged that, and we were just like, wow. That's the white pearl, So yeah, we played those 2 gigs, and
First time you came to Kathmandu.
First time we came to Kathmandu. After the gig, the first Christmas gig, we were all, young guys partying all the time.
Christmas 93.
Christmas 93. Christmas Eve, we were hanging out at a hotel, drinking, doing our thing, All it was a trip for us, like, not just the band, but my friends came and like, let's make it a trip. We had heard about Prism and other bands playing at the casino here where they had a regular gig. They'd play 3 nights a week, something like that. And it was a well-paid gig. It was regular. That was just like, wow, you can actually do that? Meaning make a living and get paid like a monthly payment for making music? So that's fascinating, right? On the guitar, like, kura hunदैछ नि त हैन यो gig band मजा आउने थियो we were like, but college, छोडिदिने नि college के भयो we were just like young guys, just kind of a little tipsy and just dreaming big dreams, right? So I don't know, we were just chatting like that, and suddenly Yogesh र म थियो अनि call गरिदिनु पर्छ के हो कसिनोमा, let me just make a call. I just picked up the phone. I picked it up, and I was very professional. I mean, I said, I'm the singer from this band, Cadenza from Darjeeling. I was wondering if I could talk to Mrs. Toro. We knew who the lady was who was, taking care of the space and hiring the bands. And the receptionist, whoever picked up, said like, oh, let me see if she's around. And that was New Year's Eve. Christmas Eve. बेलुका 2 बजीतिर बिहान हैन अब बजाइसकेर आएको नि त त्यति बेला कल गरेको हैन. So somehow she picked up the phone, and I said, ma'am, I just introduced myself. We're this band from Darjeeling. We'd love to audition if you have a spot available. And she was like, oh, that's great, but I'm really busy right now, call me after New Year's. And I was like, okay, no, well, thank you very much for, I'll call you after New Year's. Put the phone down. And the guys are all, kibo, no? New Year's पछि call गर्नु भनेको छ. And I was like, okay. सबैजना, okay, cool. But we were not, like, high hopes पनि केही छैन अब यसमा अब के हो, And then, same thing happened. New Year's Eve बजायो. बेलुका होटलबाट फर्क्यो. We are all a little, again, it was 2 kind of a thing in the morning. And the guys go like, तँलाई फोन गर्नु भनेको थियो हैन?
बिहानको 2 बजे होइन?
गर्दैनस् भन्छ अब हो केटाहरूले. And then मैले, okay, let me try again. I don't know. I mean, what's the harm in trying? Right? Picked up the phone again, dialed. Did the same thing. Somebody picked up, said, I'm going to see if she's around. Got it. She picked it up. Hi, you know. And I was like, ma'am, this is Navin again from this band Cadenza. I called you New Year's Christmas Eve, da-da-da. Oh, yeah. You know, I was wondering if you could audition, you know. And she was like, oh, well, when are you guys leaving? In 2 days. She was like, well, how about tomorrow, 2 p.m. in the afternoon? Come to on Everest, यहाँको casino. Yaganedi casino.
Mr. Turtle भन्नुपछि Yaganedi.
Yeah. Just come to 2 p.m. We'll do a short audition. What? So I said, yes, ma'am. You know, we'll be there. You know, we'll be there. Bam. Guys are like, Kiba. Tomorrow audition, guys. Look. You know. So, then, you know, we called Mahendra uncle in the morning saying, oh, we have an audition. होइन अन्त सामान त्यो चलाउन मिल्छ तपाईँको अब because we don't, you know, drumsहरू त छैन. And he was like, really? You just called her and she just said come for an audition? I mean, he's super stunned नि. होइन होला भन्छन् अङ्कलले हो. होइन अङ्कल अब हिजो कुरा गरेको. You know, she called us. Okay. Then he was like, all right, ठिक छ चलाऊ सामान म आउँछु. I'll help you with the sound and all of that. But I mean, you know, you're still doubtful. The
owner of Yaganedi decided to give you a time.
Time, just like that. And she hasn't met me or anything over the phone. She just kind of said, okay, come. त्यहाँबाट हामी गयौँ अगाडि गएर सेटअप गरेर सेट लिस्ट बनाइकन you know, guys ready to rock and roll. Uncle पनि हुनुहुन्थ्यो. अनि 2 o'clock comes, she doesn't show up. 2:30, she doesn't show up. 3 o'clock, she doesn't show up. Then we were like, maybe we got pranked or something. You know, I mean, अब के फोनमा त भएको कुरा हैन केही नै छैन. And the uncle was like, yeah, I thought so. You know, this was something must have happened. It's यसरी हुँदैन खाली कुरा नि अब. You know. Super disappointed नि अब. Then they're like, okay, well, pack up. So we packed up our stuff, started walking out of Yaganedi. We were on the way out. अन्त त्यो बस्ने छ नि त्योमा जाँदै थियो big stretch limo खाले अगाडिपट्टिबाट झालोबाट a lady pops her head out and says Mahendra and we were like ma'am भनिरहेको छ नि त you know it's an older lady खाले हैन she's a young looking lady and we were like shocked now को and Mahendra uncle भन्नु hey you know and she was just like oh I'm sorry but come on over and that's ma'am. You know. So we headed back.
तपाईले हाम्रो क्लिप एकदमै एन्जॉय गर्नुभयो होला. अब पुरै भिडियो हेर्नको लागि चाहिँ YouTube मा सब्स्क्राइब गर्न नबिर्सिनु होला. व्यास मिडिया नेटवर्क.